Hello, my foodie friends. It's me, your friendly neighborhood kid witch, Tara, and I'm welcoming you to another installment of Recipes for the Cooking Impaired. Today, we're doing 2 recipes, but only 1 recipe, video at a time. So I chose to make 2 recipes in one night. Yes. So we're going to be breaking this up into 2 parts. So part 1 is going to be a main dish. We are doing a fancy bacon wrapped chicken. Yummy. So for my vegan and vegetarian friends, I'm sorry guys, this is not going to be a recipe I can alter for you. Sorry. I will hit you guys up with some future ones that'll work out, okay? All right, so what are we going to need to make this? Well, I'm going to tell you. All right, here's what we need. 4 boneless, skinless chicken thighs, and you're going to butterfly them open if you've not already purchased them butterflied. So when you open them up, they instead of them being, a nice thick piece, you're going to cut them down the middle so they open up and look kind of like a butterfly. That's where the term comes. 4 pieces of bacon, and they're going to be just your regular standard long pieces, and they could be any kind. You can do applewood, you can do hickory, you can do thick cut, thin cut, a standard medium cut, whichever. The one I chose was an applewood because I really like the flavoring, but any of those are fine. 1 tablespoon of chopped dried onions. Do not use fresh. Fresh onions are going to add too much moisture to this bake. Use the dry chopped. 1/4 cup of cooking sherry, and yes, I hear you already. I said sherry. Sherry means alcohol. True, but this is cooking sherry, which means that as you're cooking with it, the alcohol burns away. None of it's in there. You will not have alcoholic children running around, alcoholic friends that you don't want to have alcoholic. It's not going to cause any problems because it burns away. Just like if you go to a restaurant, some places will say they have bourbon style this or that, or Jack Daniel's sauce. It's all been cooked down. All you have is the flavoring. 1/2 cup of melted butter, and yes, you're going to need to pre-melt this butter. We're making a sauce. It's going to go over the top. It's going to go on the bottom. It's going to go in the middle of the chicken. It's going to just completely cover it. And that requires 1/2 cup of melted butter. And it's all going to be mixed in. 2 tablespoons of garlic paste. If you don't have garlic paste, first off, you could find garlic paste in the grocery produce section, and usually in with like your salad area, also the little packages of fresh herbs. It's in that same region. But if you don't want to do that, say you have garlic at home, fresh garlic, and you want to use that, totally fine. You're going to take your garlic, cut it up, put it in the blender with about 2 to 4 tablespoons of water, blend it up. You can even add a teaspoon of vegetable oil to it to help mix it up and not coagulate it, but gel it together, and that's fine, and that helps. Okie dokie, my friends. All right, next, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. Now you're using a total of 1/2 teaspoon. We're actually just going to shake it on top, but it'll equal out to being about 1/2 teaspoon each. And last, 1 teaspoon of chives. This is pretty fast. It only takes 10-15 minutes, and then you're going to cook it on 400 for 30. It's not going to take very long. The preparation time's pretty fast. So this is great if you want to have something fancy or semi-fancy, something to change things up that will not take long. And you can mix this with, put this on the side with anything. Salads, potatoes, more chicken. No, I'm just kidding. You can match almost any side with this and it'll fit pretty good. All right, friends, let's go in the kitchen and start this bake. All right, foodie friends, so we have our melted butter, and as you guys remember, it's half a cup. Now we're going to add our sherry that we already measured, and this is a fourth of a cup of cooking sherry. It's a little different than regular sherry. This is made just to cook, and when it's being put in the oven and cooked, it's going to go ahead and cook out all the alcohol, so it's completely safe for all age groups. Okay, looks good. Next, we'll add our garlic paste. And we're going to be doing 2 tablespoons of this. Now, if you don't have garlic paste, say all you have is fresh garlic, all you're going to do is you can blend this yourself by adding in between 1 and 4 tablespoons of water in the mixer. I had the paste already available, so that's what we're using. And all it is basically, water and and garlic that's been mixed up. I think in the paste there's also a bit of oil, but it won't change the recipe too much if you decide to mix it yourself in the blender. Okay, after that's mixed, we're going to add in our chives, and that's only 1 teaspoon of chives. Gives a bit of lovely greenery to our mix. Thank you, my foodie friend hands. I appreciate the help. All right, wonderful. And then last, we're going to add in 1 tablespoon of chopped onions, and there's a dry kind. I would say don't use the fresh, even though fresh oftentimes is best, only because it's going to add more moisture than what we want. Oh, that's the teaspoon. We want tablespoon. A wonderful thing. We always want to double check. I don't know how many times I've gotten my measuring spoons mixed up. It is so silly. But it's easy to do. And I know some of you are asking about the salt and pepper. So it's going to end up coming out to being a total of half a teaspoon of each. But we're going to wait till after we've gotten our wonderful drippings on our chicken, and before we put on our bacon wrap, that's when we'll add the salt and pepper. All right, I think we're ready to get our chicken over.